Hello, everyone. Andre Smith here of the Wrestling Artistry News. And as you may be able to see, I'm going to be doing something a little different that I normally don't do, and that is just share my thoughts on one of the main events of WrestleMania this weekend. On Saturday for the Undisputed WWE Championship, it will be the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes defending against Randy Orton with Pat McAfee in his corner. I'm going to say, pretty much state my thoughts on this match and, well, the build to it or whatnot. And I want to start off by saying that the inclusion of Pat McAfee to me is not necessary at all. If for anyone who may not know or does know, the Rose versus Orton thing, it is a match and a story that could write itself. What I mean by that is that back in the day or early mid 2000s, Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and Ted DiBiase Jr. They were the main three involved. They had a faction called the Legacy. Basically, the theme throughout the faction was they were multi-generational superstars, wrestlers. So they worked together, and as a heel faction, and so their history has goes all the way back to that. And I figure, they were just when it became clear that this match was going to happen, I would figure they would be at least build into that. Um, I didn't really have a problem with Orton turning heel against Cody. I thought that part of it was very well done. And I was like, all right, we're off to the races. This is going to be interesting. It's going to be a classic heel versus babyface maneuver. Um, Slight problem with it, with that was that Orton was still being cheered while Rose was actually getting some boos, and I'm like, yikes. And I even had a brief thought as to whether or not they had turned the wrong guy heel, but you never know how these things go. But anyway, I guess I don't know whether it was WWE that recognized that, or well, come to find out, TKO Bear had something to do with it too, because there was this mystery caller angle that Orton was involved with, and then come to find out, to make a long story short, the mystery caller was Pat McAfee. Now, some people were speculating that he was talking to someone else that was involved in another wrestling family. So when Pat McAfee was revealed as the caller, everybody has been scratching their head, including myself, and I'm like, why? And reports from what I've heard, I want to say I heard it from the WrestleMania YouTube channel and maybe Wrestle Talk as well, I believe, that basically TKO head honcho Ari Emanuel may have something to do with it, because he really likes McAfee, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he is McAfee's agent. So he's a huge Pat McAfee fan, and he wanted him involved, I guess, to help move tickets, because WrestleMania has not been selling to the levels that it should be selling. So basically, that's how McAfee got involved, and we had an instance which McAfee and Orton attacked Rose and took Rose's WWE Championship belt, and I saw something online today that Rhodes went to Pat McAfee's studio, podcast studio, or whatever, and took the belt back, which at least got his belt back. But anyway, my thought, the reason I decided to share this is that my thoughts on this is that this does not need Pat McAfee's involvement. In my personal opinion, this story could have wrote itself. They could have just built on Orton and Rose's history with them working together and the legacy. I mean, if they want Orton to work heel, fine, it's cool. I'm not sure how well that's going to translate this weekend, um, but yeah, I think they made this way too complicated, and they should have let the story write itself. And I believe they had done that, there would be more excitement revolving this championship match. So, yeah, I think they should have went a different route, and that's just my opinion on it. So yeah, I figured I'd hop on here and share my thoughts on that, and because I've been thinking about the past few days, and I figured I'd just go ahead, you know, share my opinion with everyone, and that's it. WrestleMania is gonna be this weekend, and I still plan on watching it, and that's it. And until then, fans, so long for now.